Make the best sponge cake following this easy recipe, a cake that is light and filled with vanilla cream and delicious fruit. An absolutely delicious cake. So first thing first, we are going to line a 7-inch pan, the bottom with parchment paper, and grease the sides of the pan, then dust it with flour and shake it around to cover all the sides. This will ensure that our cake is going to be released easily from the pan. For the cake, we are going to need 4 large eggs, 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/3 cup sugar, and a pinch of salt. We are going to start by separating the egg whites from the yolks into 2 separate bowls. As I mentioned before, this cake is very easy to make and it comes out fluffy and spongy, and it's going to be so delicious. You're going to love how easy and how good this cake is. Once the eggs are separated, then we are going to add the whites to the mixing bowl, transfer it to the mixer, and add a pinch of salt and beat them up until soft peaks form. Once they reach that stage, then add the sugar and continue beating until they become stiff and shiny. And when you remove the bowl, you can turn it upside down and they don't fall out. Then we add the egg yolks all at once and continue beating for about 30 seconds until the egg yolks are completely incorporated into the egg whites. Now we are going to add the flour by sifting it into our butter and folding it under. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to take your time and fold the flour into the butter. This will help the butter to get more air, so when the cake is baked, it's going to be fluffy and airy. That's what we want. So you have to fold it, take your time, fold the flour into the butter. And if you don't have a sifter, you can use a strainer. It works just fine. So we are folding it until all the flour has been incorporated. So this will be in 3, 4, 5 addition. Take your time and slowly fold in the flour. It should look like this. So now we're transferring our butter into the prepared pan and bake it in preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 to 25 minutes or until you see the top is golden. Give it a few taps to settle it and then place it into the oven. Our cake is done. You can run a spatula, but I can see that it will come out very easily because we made sure that we greased well the sides of the pan. So remove the spring pan and look at our cake, so soft and fluffy. Let it cool to touch and then remove the base. I remove the paper from the base, from the bottom. It comes off easily, and turn the cake over and let it cool completely. Once it's cold, then cut it with a serrated knife. I like using a bread knife. I find it most clean cut. And our cake is ready to be filled. For the filling, I beat up 2 cups of heavy cream with 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar and 1 tablespoon of instant vanilla pudding. To make the cake moist, I used 1.5 cups of vanilla oat milk plus 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I heated up the milk and then added the vanilla, and this mixture is divided between the cake layers and brushed or spooned on each of the layers. To finish the cake, first I placed a piping bag over a glass fitted with a star tip, and then I filled the bag with the whipped cream that I previously beat up, This will be used to frost to make some decoration on the top of the cake. You don't need to do this, but I like to do this, and especially if it's a birthday cake or for other occasion you want to make it prettier. So using a piping bag, it's a very good idea to finish the cake, to make it beautiful. So once I spread some of the filling on the first layer, then I arrange the fruit. I'm using fresh pineapple cut into little tidbits, and then inside I'm placing some sliced strawberry. You can also use canned pineapple. Drain the juice and then use the canned pineapple, or mandarins is very delicious with mandarins also. And another tip is that you can use the reserved juice from the can to moisten your cake instead of using milk. It's all up to you. Both ways is delicious. So then we spread more whipped cream on top of the fruit, and then lay the second layer, the top layer of the cake, on top of the fruit. Cover the entire cake with the remaining whipped cream, and then we are going to finish it by using our piping bag and pipe some swirls on the top of the cake. This will make the cake so much prettier, and it's easy to do. You can decorate this part to your likings. I personally like to add some more fresh fruit on the top. All is left now is to give this cake a try and see just how delicious this cake really is. So good. You really want to try to make this cake. It's easy and it's so delicious. Absolutely delicious. Give it a try and let me know how you liked it. And meantime, hit the thumbs up button